Hey guys, good afternoon, or good evening, good morning, wherever you guys are, where you're watching from today. Let's get into a review of what people probably will feel is the most disappointing biggest double game week ever, and what can only be described as a hugely disappointing bench boost here. So both of my triple captaincy and my bench boost has ended in just awfulness. If we just have a look, you can see here this season, bench boost, we'll look at it in a minute, but triple captaincy, I did Mo Salah, I did it in a double game week, and he blanked in both games. Get over to my bench boost, and I thought 3 leads against Aston Villa. We looked at the stats and stuff last week. We had a look at Villa, you know, without Grealish in the attack. They looked a little bit shaky. The stats were all the creativity. Rafinha is still joint top, I think, of chances created. It was all looking like a decent bench boost. I thought, I've got to use it before I use my wild card because my bench won't be as strong as it is now. And well, first, you can see Bamford slots in. Bamford slots into my starting 11 because Eric Dyer, a person who I brought in because I need some Game Week 29 players, and I wanted a Spurs defender for the double game week where they went ahead and got 2 clean sheets. Eric Dyer, who has been an absolute staple in the Tottenham Hotspur side for the majority of the season. He got dropped once here against West Brom, and I can't remember if he got dropped here against Brighton or he was injured. He comes back, plays against City, plays against West Ham, 90 minutes. I think, all right, I think he was always been the most nailed on. You look at how many minutes he's played over the course of this entire season, and then he doesn't play any of the 2 matches, which means that not only do I have a bench boost of just 3 players, but also I could have to do another transfer for Game Week 29 because Eric Dyer has now been dropped. Premiums blanking, Fernandes and Salah. Barnes, new in, part of the -4, in for Jack Grealish, and he is getting me 1 point and going off after, what was it, 50 minutes? Yeah, 50 minutes in the first game of a double game week. Captain blank, both games, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Didn't get anything in the 2 matches. Both of them finished 1-0. Both of them with Richarlison goals. All of these players get me nothing. Cancelo played 1 of the 2 games, which I thought he would. Stones played 1 of the 2 games, which I thought he would. And Stones walked away with a goal. I'll take it. Cancelo didn't even get a clean sheet. And it's the 2 players that I earmarked at the start, and I said it last week. Martinez is a signing of the season. But Luca Dean, I sat here, guys, and I said, my heart says Luca Dean. My head says Luca Dean. My heart says Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I sat here last week with you guys saying that defenders seem to always get the highest scores in double game weeks, right? I sat here and I said it, and I said, with my head, go Luca Dean. With my heart, I started the season with him. He's been a big player for me. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, here we go. I want to watch matches where they're attacking. I don't want to watch them where they're defending. And Luca Dean walks away with 14 points, one of the top scorers in the double game week, and I just didn't go for it. So I've ended up on 89 points, which is a green arrow, up to 640k. So I think it's like a 60,000 green arrow, and I'm thinking that it's gonna be Bruno out for a -4. If I'm honest, I'm gonna get rid of the title. I'm just gonna call it Game Week 27 because that's what I feel like. I think it's going to be Bruno out for a -4. The football, I think a lot of people commenting, the football just hasn't been good. It feels like relegation's almost sewn up. The title's almost sewn up. Games every day, players are tired, matches don't look as high tempo. I mean, look at the results the last 6 games. 1-1, 1-0, 0-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. doesn't scream quality viewing, does it? It's not being particularly fantastic. But there you have it. Going into how the team is looking this week, pretty much like this. So you're probably thinking, before I check the chat, Bruno Fernandes out. I did talk about this with you guys last week. It would have happened earlier had Jack Grealish unfortunately not been injured, and I had to change for Barnes. Now Barnes is injured, and I'm just thinking, look, Barnes can sit on my bench. I'm fine. Eric Dyer, maybe he's back, maybe he's not, so I'm going to start Dallas over Dyer. And I've got Luka Dean, who should be fine. And then the other two defenders I've got are obviously double game week players. Am I happy with 3 leads away at West Ham? No, but you never know what you're going to get with Leeds, right? So I can either spend the transfer this week to take out Barnes and bring someone in, or I can take the punt, get rid of Bruno, and bring someone else in. But here's where the -4 is. Now, I know it would be Bruno to Gundogan, and then it would be Watkins to Kane. Now, if I'm right, Aston Villa has still not been confirmed. Oh, they have. It's the double game week that's not been confirmed, right? For game week 28. So neither has Everton. It's quite frustrating that I might have to get rid of a player that I'm just going to bring back. So I am tempted on Watkins going out, but basically it would be for Kane, and then Bamford can come back later. All this means is I'm going to end up with some more hits, but I just keep thinking I want to be more aggressive. I want to attack. So Fernandes, he doesn't play in 29. I'm not that worried. I'm not worried against Man City, and I'm not that worried against West Ham because Gundogan's got a double game week, and that enables the funds for me to go from Fernandes to Harry Kane. So that's the thing. It would annoy me if I take out Watkins and then the double game week gets announced and then I'm down to just one Aston Villa player. So that's something that's playing on my mind a little bit. And that's the same reason for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Bamford plays in 29, but I'm not going to play him for the next 2 games. He's 6.8, and I can sell him for 6.8 because I've not had him that long. So I'm just thinking that if I take out Bamford for Kane and I go Bruno to Gundogan, yes, it's another -4. Yes, it's bringing in a player who doesn't have game week 29 and one who does, changing for one who does and one who doesn't, but it's a double game week player. It gives me the funds, and I'm getting to the point where I'm going to have to take hits now because Eric Dyer looks like he's dropped, so that's another game week 29 player I need to change. That's the thoughts for my team. I think it would be, I'd go Bamford to Kane and then Fernandes to Gundogan to give me a double game week player because I know it's a -4, but it's a -4 that gives me a guy with hopefully an extra game. The issue is, of course, Pep Roulette. That is the issue. So let me know what you guys are thinking. Let's just check with the chat. You had big dreams and you went Bruno to J-Rod. Yeah, he picked up an injury, didn't he, Krista? You got lucky. 122 for a -8 though, but that -8 doesn't mean anything. That's still 114 points, Neil. And this is the thing that I'm saying. People are getting a little bit anxious or worried about hits, but I see people with -4s and -8s, and then they end up getting like 120, or similar to you this week, right? 122 -8. That does not matter. The minus part doesn't matter. The final score of the game week is what matters, right? So if I'm sat here with 114 points, I don't care if I've taken a 20-point hit. I don't care if I've taken a 40-point hit. If my final total score, net profit, is like 100 points, then it's worth it, isn't it? You almost went same as me in both triple captaincy and bench boost. Tough. Absolutely tough. Both of them, though. Both chips, bench boost and triple captaincy, have been a fail this year. Your bench boost paid off. Got 29. 2 Leeds, 2 Spurs, Lloris and Konsa. There you go. So you are keeping Salah over Bruno. Obviously, you went the other way. So I'll just talk about that. So why would I keep Salah? And he's got the armband on at the minute. And I know he's just been benched early, and I know how bad Liverpool are doing right now. I know. I'm not blind. Don't worry. I've watched the games. But I just can't. So I said I've got some stats. Goal attempts conceded. Fewest goal attempts, team conceded attempts, right? Brighton are currently the best for conceding the fewest amount of chances. You probably think it's City or Chelsea. Chelsea are third, City are fourth. Actually, the best team for conceding the fewest amount of attempts on goal is Brighton, followed by Fulham. So you might be thinking, well, the stats are there, the form's there. Why am I taking Bruno out? The fixtures, it's just Fulham and Wolves or City and West Ham. And I guess I want to attack. It's not set in stone. I could do Salah or I could do Bruno, but you know, Salah comes back in this next game against Fulham. Bruno away at Man City, realistically, he might get a penalty. He might. But I'm looking at floors and ceilings, right? And you've got to say, Salah at home to Fulham has a higher ceiling than Bruno away to Man City. And you've also got to compare to the transfers that I would be making. So Fernandes to Gundogan, price-wise, is a huge savings amount, right? But Gundogan is one of the most informed players. He plays for the best team. He's at home against Manchester United, and he has a double game week against Bruno's one match away to Man City. And that money allows me to go from Bamford or Watkins or Dominic Calvert-Lewin up to Harry Kane, who's playing at home against Crystal Palace. And it gives me the best player for game week 29. So it could be Salah or Fernandes. The money is not tight on that situation. But when I look at the next two fixtures and think, who do I want for the next two fixtures? Do I want Salah or Bruno? It's not even the blanks for Bruno that puts me off. We know what he can do. But we also know what Salah can do. And as bad as he's been, he's still one of the top FPL assets. It's difficult. And it's strangely enough, guys, the thing that frustrated me the most is Eric Dyer being dropped. Because that was a hit that I thought I took. And that Spurs went ahead and got 2 clean sheets this week because I believed in that Spurs defence. I thought I got the most nailed on option at centre-back. So not only is it wasted points of a double clean sheet for a defender for this game week, but it's another possible transfer out that I've got to make. And it's one fewer defender I've got to choose from in this game week where Luka Dean's off to Chelsea. So I kind of think that's annoyed me the most. And then the second annoyance is the fact that we still don't know if Aston Villa and Everton have a double game week in game week 28. Because Watkins would be out and I'd keep Bamford. But Bamford next to West Ham away, Chelsea at home. I've already got Rafinha to cover that, and Bamford can come back in later if I want to do that. So just check with the chat. Hey Chris, welcome back, buddy. Tune in for the next 30 minutes at work. Got a DCL flopped our captain, then again everyone else, and yeah, that's it. It doesn't feel like anyone's had a stunning week. It's just that our captaincy did literally nothing. Kane in is a good transfer move. You understand the Bruno transfer. Yeah, I think when I try and lay it out logically and I make the move, I always say don't get angry at the result. You know, get frustrated about the decision. And I've just tried to be logical and explain that is a sound logical move. Yes, Bruno could punish anyone, but it's the same reason why I captained Bruno Fernandes in that double game week, because he was against West Brom. And he did return against West Brom. It's just like Gundogan went crazy against Spurs. You think we should start Dyer? He seems to play... Yeah, and that, Chris, that is a great point. I'm possibly... I want to start Dyer, but I just don't want that annoying situation where Dyer comes on for the last 5 minutes to make sure that they hold on for a win, and Dallas plays in midfield and gets an assist and a clean sheet. You know, you have Target and Luka Dean on your bench. Luka Dean's on my bench as well. Probably just going to start Dyer, then if he doesn't play Target, will come on. Yeah, I think I'd get more that, and again, that would frustrate me too with Eric Dyer. You're working towards Game Week 29. You got one free transfer in 27, 28, 29. Currently, that will give you 7 or 8 for 29, and that will do for you. Attack the other blank Game Week in 33. Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, it depends how you want to go for it, Neil. Like, I don't know how blank that 33 is going to be. You'd want a City player to be guaranteed the 90 versus Southampton, as you think United could be tight. True, and unfortunately, Matt, there's no way to guarantee that. I'm just trying to play the odds, right? I bring in Gunnar, who didn't start the last game. It's possible he could play the next 2. But trying to guess what Pep Roulette is going to land on, I might as well try and have a guess at how many stars there are in the galaxy, because, you know, you just can't ever get it right. Bruno to Kane can go either way. Depends on how much money you have tied up in him. I've got 0.6 tied up in Bruno, but again, I've saved up a lot of money. I've got good team value, and I'm going to be wildcarding soon. But points are what I care about. Well, if I take a 0.6 hit for Fernandes, but in the next 2 to 3 game weeks, Kane outscores him by 5, 10, 15, 20 points, team value doesn't mean anything. It means absolutely nothing. Zilch. But those extra 15 to 20 points is what matters, right? And I've been stuck in those situations in the past of I didn't want to sell a player because I've got this value tied up in him. I had value tied up in Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I started the season with him. I had money tied up in Bamford before I took him out as well. I had money tied up in... I've got money tied up in Martinez. Hey Denver, welcome back, buddy. Your minus 20 made 100... Your minus 20 made 109. Pity died in play, same as me. Could have made 100. So, see, and again, Denver, another idea about people taking hits, right? And you've taken a minus 20, so what would you find? It's got 89. I finished 89, I took a minus 4. It does not matter if you make them, if you make the right moves. You're thinking now about triple captaincy on Man City in 27. Maybe going to go on. Yeah, so if you're thinking about triple captaincy, how can I not think about bringing him in for Bruno? Being honest, Liverpool can't keep losing at home either. That's kind of like the opposite of the, what was it called? The hot hand fallacy. The idea of, like, if a basketball player shoots 3 times, you think the 4th one's going to go in because he's on a hot streak. You'd sell Bruno, but you've got Rashford and he's easier to sell. But the thing is, Matt, okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, you want to get rid of one of the Man United players, so you might as well keep hold of Bruno. I understand that. You have Barnes to transfer out. I might just roll it this week. Yeah, Neil, you can see Barnes is sat 3rd on my bench because here's the thing. I look at my team and I can take out Barnes and bring in Traore at Aston Villa. I can bring in a player that's less value, about 7.5 million and less. So let's say I take Barnes out and I bring in a 7.5 million or less player. I ain't going to put him in my starting 11, or I'm going to have to take out Bamford or Calvert-Lewin, you know, a striker kind of thing. But if I just leave Barnes 3rd sub, I've not got that much money tied up in him. In fact, I don't have money tied up in him because I've only had him 1 game week. So if I lose 0.1 or 0.2, fine. I'm not bothered about the money. But if I do it next week or the week after, that's when I want to do it. Oh, going for a Mahrez punt. Krista. I've got... Here's a stat about Mahrez I've got. He's had the most touches in the box in the last 4 game weeks. 48 touches in the box. Sterling's on 45. That is a great shout. A great shout. I'd be stuck in a situation that actually... Mahrez is 8.1. I can't get from Barnes to... I can get Barnes to Mahrez, Krista. My word. Oh, my word. Do I save the -4 and take the Mahrez punt? He's just played 4 90 minutes back to back. And so the dream dies. But also, here's the thing. Yes, it would be perfect. What a dream that this would be. But this doesn't allow a Kane move. And that means I have to bench Bamford against West Ham, Calvert-Lewin against Chelsea, or Watkins against Wolves. But what a move that could be. That would be a humdinger. Let me just Not sure how you want to go about replacing up or down. Might be best to do. Have you already got Gundogan, Neil? Because then you could just balance a Gundogan, couldn't you? Going for a Maris. Oh yeah, I read that. Maris is tempting, but he just randomly dropped. Exactly, Matt. That's just a dilemma I've just had. You got two dilemmas, Neil, at the back. Do you play Martinez or Lloris? Both at home. Wolves or Palace? Then it's either Consa home to Wolves or Pereira away to Brighton. Well, Brighton can't seem to buy a goal. Look, Lloris against Crystal Palace. Maybe Zaha's back. If Zaha's not back, that is a strong shout, right? But I just can never take out, like, Martinez is just like the best goalkeeper right now. And it's so close. So close. I don't know. Again, similar. I said last week, my head says Luka Dean. My heart says Dominic Calvert-Lewin. My head says Hugo Lloris. My heart says Martinez. Hey, James. Welcome, buddy. Welcome back, mate. It was okay to me. My bench boost was wasted, unfortunately. I would have been low 80s, but then the bench boost took me to 89. So, hey, IPK Max. I just have the wild card left. Both my triple captaincy and my bench boost have been poop this year. Both blanks. Pretty much. You've fed up about looking at so much money on the no asset. Look, spicy, need the Maris spiciness in your dish. I completely get it. And I think it's going to get to the point when I'm doing my second wild card, I'm just going to look at the end of the season. That's why I'm not too worried about team value as well, guys, because I'm already looking at like maybe some defensive options from like Aspilicueta. Like I don't need a Cancelo or a Stones or a Robertson or something like that. I'm just going to go like Aspilicueta or Rudiger or something at the back. You know, I'm really not worried about money on my second wild card. But I do want to go more differential because just let's go for the end of season push. No Man City or Spurs in 33 and you have 6 of them. That is your thinking. Do you lose any City for 29 and onwards? Don't want to really. And here's the thing I'm going to be looking at, Neil. My goalkeepers, I've already said, will probably be Ederson. So with a heavy heart, Martinez, I'm so sorry, you'll probably go. It will be Ederson with Areola on the bench. Now, I know it sounds stupid to have that wasted on the bench, but a goalkeeper, I'll keep 4.5 on the bench and I'll be happy. So in 33, I'm probably with my wild card only going to go for 2 City. Maybe just 2. Spurs, maybe I don't go any. Maybe I don't go any Spurs on the wild card. I'll bring them in later. 30 Newcastle, okay. 31 United, 32 Everton, 33 blank. And then Sheffield, Leeds, Wolves, Villa, Leicester with a Southampton double in there. Then I'll do it. Then I'll bring them back in. So I just bench my 3 City assets for a week. Ederson goes on the bench plus the other 2. Areola comes in for game week 33. Oh, he blanks as well. All right, I'll choose someone else. Sanchez at Brighton. Whoever doesn't blank, right? I haven't planned my wild card yet. Hey, John, welcome back, mate. I'm not too bad. Tired. Full week of work finished. Back full in the swing of semester. Maybe you'll bench boost this week. Honestly, if you guys are not wildcarding until after 29, a lot of the players that are really strong in game week 29 are really great in 30. That's why I was thinking of bench boosting then, before I then used my wildcard. You mean you're not against selling BRUNO? Any of the big hitters, i.e. Son, Kane, Salah, BRUNO, can punish you if you... and that's a great point, Matt. Yeah, you can't have them all, right? And anyone at any time can punish you. And everyone's going to be there to tell you. Everyone's going to be there to tell you. If I sold Salah this week and he bangs, people were saying, oh, I can't believe you sold Salah at home to Fulham. Yeah, he didn't have good form, but, you know, the fixture was there. Or this week I sell BRUNO and he bangs. And then people will say, yeah, the fixture wasn't there, but he's got decent form. You know, like, that's what people are like. Take BRUNO out maybe for Bale. John, I had looked at that. Genuinely had just looked as a direct Fernandes to Bale as well. I can't trust him yet. He has banged in one game. Mourinho hauls him off again. And he takes up a midfield slot. And I've already got Son. So I'd rather... I did. That was the first thought I had. I was just going to go BRUNO to Bale. But the fact that he's just been hauled off again, not for me. Just talking about Harry Kane, guys. In the last 4 game weeks, which is usually a time frame to look at for stats and stuff, highest amount of goal attempts, highest non-pen XG, most amount of shots in the box is Harry Kane. So again, it frustrates a lot of FPL managers, right? So when I'm saying like, oh, BRUNO out, oh, BRUNO out, BRUNO out, BRUNO out, yeah, but Gunnar one in, and then also Bamford or Watkins to Kane is not terrible. Like, people just see it like BRUNO for someone, but then don't realize that money helps me go. So if I said as a pair, Watkins, BRUNO versus Gunnar and Kane are the better options. I just think that is correct. And I sat here with FPL BRUNO last week when he came in and he got a lot of like abuse or comments or whatever about his selling. I sat here last week and I said to you guys, I think that was a good move. It was one I wanted to do this week. I just really didn't want Barnes to get injured. And I really didn't want Eric Dyer to get dropped. Were you asking about bringing in Bale? I still look at a defender. A defender for Spurs would be good. It's just getting one that's nailed. Maybe a Reguilon. Is it worth sacking Salah off for Diogo Jota? Rotation could be a problem. It all depends. If you're going to free hit, take the punt. I think it's too early for Diogo Jota. He's not played, and he's just getting over a sickness he had last week as well. But if you're not doing anything in 29, like, I know I'm bringing in a player that doesn't play in 29, but it's Gundogan. He's got a double game week. You can deal with that. Jota will be coming in, playing twice, and then blanking. Your face when I saw yeah, I saw Mahrez. I thought, wow, 8.1. He fits beautifully in there. And then I realised, he's played the last 90 minutes, and I'm just not falling for that one. Am I a voiceover actor? No. You think lots will go Barnes to Jota now? I don't think that many, Neil. I think it's too early. Hey, Harry, welcome back, buddy. 117. Yeah, I saw that. I actually like that tweet for you. The one that you did. That's a great result. 89 for me, not too bad. I think a lot of people are going to be looking at Salah and BRUNO. It's the same or similar discussion we had last week. I just can't see Liverpool staying in this rut forever. And again, just like I've said, looking at 2 players against 2 players, just looking at 2 fixtures against 2 fixtures, and Salah's there. Salah could probably be my captain this week. If I bring in Harry Kane as well, he's my captain. So, or Son. I'm tempted on Son because, here's another stat, guys. Big chances created in the last 4 game weeks. The joint winners are Heung-min Son and Rafinha at Leeds in the last 4 game weeks. Most big chances created. So, and obviously, what was it? 2 assists for Bale? And I'm sorry, but how he's had that assist taken away for that Dele Alli goal, or sorry, not Dele Alli goal, own goal, Dele Alli assist, is absolutely outrageous. I didn't even think to check. So I watched the football this morning before work, right? And I didn't even think to check if it had been given, because I was watching the game. I saw Son put it in. Dele flicks it. Takes a clip. Yeah, it takes a clip. And then goes in. I thought, yeah, Heung-min Son, get another assist. Good week game. Well done. Good job, guys. And then when I checked my FPL points, I thought, bloody hell, why is Son's points not that high? Couldn't believe it. You're putting in Martinez this week. 100% you will break him, but I will wildcard him at 31. No one can break the Hulk. 102 minus 4 is 98. Nice, solid, almost in the 100 club. Rajan Thapar, De Bruyne in to replace Bruno since he has a double game week. Yeah, another option that I looked at. And again, the reason why I'm not going to do that, and the reason why I'm not going to probably do Mahrez is Gundogan coming in for like, what is this, 6 million or whatever. Coming in for that price, that's the thing that's allowing me to bring in Harry Kane. If I just do a like for like, it just no. And again, I've got to take Bruno out again. So, but don't get me wrong, De Bruyne is a fantastic option. They all are. Bruno is, Kevin De Bruyne is. But if I bring in Gundogan and again he misses one of those 2 games, I know that's going to come. But De Bruyne, but then I've got Harry Kane, right? I bring in the Gundogan for Fernandes. Oh, he only plays one of the 2 games, but I knew that was going to happen. But I also have Harry Kane because I made that transfer. If I bring in Kevin De Bruyne for Bruno, I don't have that, oh, it's okay, he's been benched feeling. Hey Sean, welcome back, buddy. You dropped Bruno last week and it worked out. Yeah, I think that's the way I'm going to be leaning to. 93 points as well, solid. So-called big hitters not hitting big. Time to consider the likes of Aubameyang. And I'm not even joking. That is someone that I actually looked at because he plays in game week 29. So I might bring him in for game week 29, but after game week 29, he has a difficult run. Because I said I was going to wildcard, not in 30, but probably in 31. Arsenal have got Burnley away. Not easy. We know how stubborn they can be. Then they've got Spurs. Then they've got West Ham. And then they've got Liverpool, which, granted, right now you could probably say Liverpool is a good team for Arsenal to face. But I'm just going off like all-time stuff. You know this is far away, but you don't know if taking a -4 in game week 29 to swap DCL for Antonio will be worth it when he plays Palace at home next week after. Are you thinking the same? Calvert-Lewin will be gone in 29. My original plan, I'd already planned this out before Dyer got dropped and before Barnes got injured, is in the future, by game week 29, Calvert-Lewin was going to have gone to Harry Kane. And Stones or Cancelo was going to have gone to Dunk at Brighton. And I would have only had to take a -4 from now to game week 29. And I'd have been happy with my team, and I would have been happy to have my team in game week 30, and then I would have wildcarded in 31. But Dyer gets dropped, Barnes gets injured, Grealish is injured, who I wanted as my main player anyway, so the key point with that thing, Chris, is there's no point in planning for transfers in game week 30 because within 2 game weeks, I've had 2 plans scuppered because of drops and injuries. You're rolling transfer this week, pretty sure. Not bad. Bruno got 71 -8. So 63 points this game week. I think that's the rest of the team, right? Because he went for Sterling over Bruno. Not a move that I would personally have made, but I still agree with the dropping of Bruno. And the captaincy guys, that is a killer. I said defenders for double game weeks. Luca Dean could have been in the 100 club. You might do Rashford to Jota, then Brewster to Antonio, possible captain. Well, Matt, if you're going to wildcard later on, that's fine. He plays in game week 31 as well. The thing about Antonio is he's got, hamstrings made of paper. But also, Jota, like I said, he's not played for a while. He was actually sick last week. He had a poorly tum-tum. And he's not played a proper football match in ages, so I just wouldn't. That's risky. That's risky for me, that one. And also, if you're not going to wildcard after 29, West Ham's run of fixtures become very, very tough. That's why probably when I wildcard, it's going to be goodbye Villa, who I've had for most of the season, and it'll be goodbye West Ham, who I've had for quite a lot of the season with like Kufal and Souček, and I think it's goodbye Leeds. Yeah, 31 City, 32 Liverpool, 33 United, and then maybe for the little run at the end of the season. So that'll be the switch that I'll go through. with you only having 7 players in Game Week 29, apart from Gunnar coming in, will the rest of your transfer to be bringing in players that don't blank? Yes, that is correct. Yes. So, like you said, I've got 7. I'll go up to 9. If I can get 10 without... See, that's without taking any hits. If I take 2 hits as well, I'll get 11 out. And that also means I'll feel well set up for Game Week 30. The 100 clubs dream still lives on. Yes, it does. What about everyone else's transfers thinking out there? Some people have mentioned there's also captaincy choices. That I think is going to be quite split. We say this every week, right? Bruno Fernandes and Mo Salah, and to an extent Sean Min-son, are always going to have high captaincy selections, right? Because they're the very popular players that play for like the most popular football teams, right? If I bring in Gunnar, I'm possibly going to double captain him because he's got a double. I'm probably going to captain him because he's got a double game week. I'm not going to fall into the trap I did last time. I am tempted with Cancelo, but again, I don't want him to play against United and concede and then not play against Southampton and have like Diaz score a hat-trick. Yeah, I would be tempted by Kane, but again, I said it when I captained Bruno ahead of Gundogan in that double game week. I said it was pure for one reason, because it's against West Bromwich Albion. That's why I went for Bruno. I don't have that option now. I've got, Kane against Crystal Palace. Good. I hope he does well. Get me some points. But Gundogan, double game week, 2 home fixtures. Obviously, as well, he didn't start the last game and he comes on and gets an assist. Changes the game. Can he afford to leave him out against United? No. Is he going to leave him out against Southampton? Maybe. True. But you can never guess that, right? Same bench as Game Week 26, Pope and triple Leeds. If you bench boost, will you suffer? Look, West Brom are looking fantastic this season. They've been in really, really good form. They've looked good to watch. I do think they can lead goals, but again, when we do predictions for stuff, every week I sit here and I say, I don't know what Leeds is going to come out. Look at the double game week that they had, right? First game, Wolves, out of form, comfortably beaten 1-0. Nothing from Leeds. Second game, what was it? 3-0, Leeds. Goals from Dallas, Rafinha and Bamford. Cakewalk. You just don't know what you're going to get from Leeds United, right? And there's no connections here, right, Krista? But people benched them when they played against Brighton. They let people down. People bench boosted them this week, and they've let them down. So, Matt, to be totally honest, I don't know who to buy. Got Triple United plus injured Barnes. That is tough. And again, Matt, so what are you thinking for doing for Game Week 29? Are you going to play a free hit? Have you still got your second wild card in the pocket? Because that's the thing, right? Playing 3 United against City. I know this is going to sound mad, but Matt, if one of them's a defender, I'd take the punt. The reason why is because haven't Manchester United kept clean sheets against Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal or someone else? I just want to double check. Clean sheets against big clubs, right? Clean sheet against Chelsea here away from home. Clean sheet away against Arsenal. Clean sheet away against Liverpool. So if one of those United lads is a defender, I'd possibly keep him. I really would, because they concede against teams like Newcastle. But keep clean sheets against the other top 6 clubs. Can see United play for 0-0. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Kane, Salah, or Gunnar best for captaincy. It's a hard choice. Yeah, John, I was chatting through that. I think Kane is really solid, Salah's really solid, but I can't look past a Gunnar possible double game week. And he's still in fine form, right? He came off the bench. Yeah, he blanked in the first game. People were disappointed, blah, blah, blah. He's 6.2 million. He comes off the bench and he gets an assist, right? 4 points in your back pocket. What more do you want for 6.2 million? Yeah, you might play a Maguire. And if you've got City players, yeah. And historically, it just feels like those sort of big games. And look at the results. I talked about it earlier, the results. 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 0-0, 1-0, 1-1. And you got 4-1 from City. 1-0, 2-0, 0-0. 4-0, 3-1. Big ones there. 0-0, 1-1, 0-1, 1-0, 2-1. Feels like it's a defender's game at the minute, doesn't it? Did you see the verbal alter between Rashford and Maguire when they're playing against Palace? No. I was skipping through that game every few, 10 seconds, skipping forward. That's frustration, and apparently Bruno's really frustrated about the team as well, but I'm pretty sure the last time that was made public knowledge, Bruno got like a double-digit haul, so... You think for the blank, you're going to sell Salah for Bale as a punt, downgrade Bale after to Jota, go shopping with the balance. Yeah, James, like, when I look at my team now, for game week 29, Stones or Dallas will be on the bench, the other one will be sold. Stones or Dallas. Stones or Cancelo will be out before game week 29, because I need another defender there. Salah will be out by game week 29, because it's a waste of a space. That much money sat on my bench. And then I've got Watkins and Bamford. If Kane comes in for Bamford will probably come back in for Dominic Calvert-Lewin in 29, and I just got to finish off my defence. I really need Eric Dyer back in the side. I really don't want to take a -4 for a player I've already taken as part of a -4 because he's now got dropped. It's just like worst case scenario for me. I'm going to obviously wait, and I would advise everyone else to wait for news conferences and things like that before making your transfers. But really likely for me, guys, it's going to be Bruno to Gunnar 1 and probably Bamford to Kane. And that's purely because, fingers crossed, unless we hear something, Watkins and Dominic Calvert-Lewin should have a double game week next week. And that means that I will probably bring in Matt Target next week for Stones or Cancelo. Or Dyer, because if Dyer's dropped again, I don't know. That's the difficult one, if he's dropped again. And I know they've got Fulham, I think, next week. They do. Game week 28, Fulham away from home. I understand that. But Aston Villa have a double game week, and they play in 29. So I'm going to have to wait for it. Got Manchester for the double game week. And my God, how on earth he should have scored at least 3 goals. 1 point blank save from Guaita and a shambolic VAR. Yep. Strangely, a lot of people going for Fulham. I understand. I'd also been penciled in Anderson from Fulham. I did bring him in my fan team FPL, which has been a lot more successful than the official FPL game. But not Fulham's attack. But here is a stat that I did pick up, guys. Shots inside the box, last 4 game weeks. Firmino and Ruben Loftus-Cheek at the top here with 10. Werner and Morpay with 9 and Lookman with 8. So you got 2 Fulham players there in the top 3. Hey Aaron, welcome back, buddy. Thinking of switching DCL to Antonio, West Ham versus Leeds. Okay, Aaron, I'm just going to say... maybe not for that one, because Calvert-Lewin could have a double game week next week. So that'll be annoying. My blank defenders are Dallas and Target, got Diaz and Cancelo on the bench. Yeah, and James, you just sell one to get a third one. I would have been in that situation, because Luka Dean will probably be gone for game week 30. I'm supposed to have 3 defenders. Dyer and Dallas were supposed to be 2 of them already. Frustration. DCL will blank again, double game week. If you keep him, doing it for you. Go, good. Thank you, Aaron. Yes, sell him, please. I need the points. Oh, so yeah, so isn't it funny that Maguire's having a pop at Rashford? See you later, Krista, for not being onside, but then it's just like, how many times has he made mistakes or missed chances? It's not going to help the team doing that. It's not particularly being a great captain. It's not like Rashford is doing it on purpose. It's not Rashford is like, oh, you know what? You know, it'd be really funny if I just went offside. Alright guys, I'm going to call it there for today. That's quite a little quiet one, but sometimes that's good because there's more people, fewer people that we can discuss more stuff about your teams and my teams. I think a lot of people are going to be frustrated. I mean, I'm sat here with a green arrow. Yes, I've wasted the bench boost, but even without the bench boost, it's not been too bad. It's like Grant Mitchell from EastEnders. Sean Dyche is a beautiful man. So I am sat here with, what was I, 750, yeah, about a 60 grand, 60,000 increase. I shouldn't feel, I'm just frustrated about the bench boost and a couple of moves that I've already tried to plan for. What were my plans again? It's probably Bruno to Gunner 1, and then it's probably going to be Bamford to Harry Kane. That would be them, and another -4 because it's a double game week. Gunner 1 for Bruno, who doesn't play in 29. Bamford does play in 29, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin is supposed to have a double game week next game week. If he doesn't, I'll be annoyed because that means I've got to bring Bamford back for 29, which is annoying. Oh yeah, possibly in 27 to 33 here. I thought, Neil, as though you could balance it. Use a triple captaincy in game week 29 on like Harry Kane or something and just cover the losses of not having 11 players. Anyway, that'll be it for it. Good luck, guys. Harry Kane should have scored more this week. I'm glad he didn't, but he can do that next week when I bring him in. Alright guys, take it easy, have a good one, good luck, and see you next week. Hopefully now things will start to get a little bit staggered out. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then it gets a little bit normal. We just want normal football back, guys. Simple as that. You wouldn't bring in DCL for Bamford, mate. Risky move. I'm not. I have DCL. He's right here. The man himself. All right. Take care, guys. Have a good one.